if quilting has been on your list of something you've always wanted to try, but you never have, now may be your time. Marnie Freeman is joining us right now. She has a company called Memory Quilts by Marnie, and it's great to have you back on the show.
Thank you, Susan.
Yes,
good afternoon. The Spring Summer City of Kamloops Parks and Rec Activity Guide has come out in hard copy and it's online PDF. And I'm offering 2 quilting courses in April and June. One is for t-shirt or jersey quilts. The other is memorial quilting.
Nice.
I am very excited to teach and share my craft. We don't work with interfacing in our quilts, which is a key factor in my methodology.
Yes.
Which should excite the quilters and sewers out there. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping for some interest. We're on page 53.
Nice.
There's more information available on my website, memoryquiltsbymarnie.ca. It will give you details on the course, the outline, and how to register. Mm-hmm. My quilts are very soft. I have one on me. This is beautiful. A memorial quilt made with men's clothing. Yes.
What is the significance of this quilt to you?
Well, this particular quilt was done as a sample. Most of the quilts I've made have been actual quilts tied to memories.
Yes.
But I bring this with me and no one misses it.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, hard to take the quilts with you when they belong to your sister or,
sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me this, when you go about taking part in a course, you're going to learn sort of the basic how-tos. How hard is it to learn this?
You are only required to have intermediate sewing skills.
Okay.
Everything else will be taught.
Nice.
During the course. Quite often courses are motivators for some people, especially sewing with stretchy fabrics. Quilters like to work with cotton for a reason. I have tried to take some of the hard steps out of sewing with the stretchy fabrics in my course.
Yes. Good to know. We have some pictures that we're going to look at.
We do,
and I know you have to
yes.
speak to each. So what are we looking at in this one? Is this the one that you have
This
brought with
happens to be the one I have with
Beautiful,
me. Yes, the Memorial Quilting Designs. The students will have a choice of 3 different patterns,
okay,
depending on their clothing items.
Okay.
Because it could be women's clothing, men's clothing. If they have t-shirts, they should register for the t-shirt quilting course.
Okay, so it's up to you to choose which kind of course you want to take.
Yes.
Okay, very cool. Okay, what else do we have for pictures?
This is a memorial quilt slash t-shirt quilt.
Very cool.
The customer was from Ontario and she shipped me her items. Her son passed away tragically back in 2004. There are badges sewn at the top and he was an outdoor adventure guide and his shirts speak to that.
Isn't that nice to have that? That's pretty special for the mom, hey?
She was just elated to find somebody that could sew them together for her.
I'm sure.
Yes.
Good for you. We'll take a look at our next picture here.
This is a his and hers t-shirt quilt.
Nice.
A young couple from the UK contacted me. They had been married within the last year and they wanted to tie both of their shirts together in one quilt. So their memories together.
Is it harder to do a memory quilt like this than it is to sew on pieces of fabric of people's clothes, for example? Like, which one's harder?
It depends. We try and keep the blocks bigger. The bigger the block when you're working with stretchy fabrics, the easier it is to sew together.
Sure,
yes.
Sure. So better to start with bigger pieces.
Yes, but we work with the clothing and the patterns come from the designs or it's really about the memories tied to the fabric. That's the most important thing, that you're putting those fabrics and shirts in there that carry the memories.
Absolutely. And then we have one last picture.
Yes, and this is, I would call this a memory quilt from birth until grade 12. That is my son, Jonathan, in the picture.
Awesome.
And his 4-month footprints are in the center of the quilt.
So cool.
And he played hockey, he was active in school, in band, And his grandmother made a robe for him, and there's everything in that quilt
So
I
cool.
kept that carried a memory. And that's
so he's a guy, but that to him would still mean something huge because that symbolizes everything that happened in his life growing up.
yes, because he moved out and he got married and moved out.
Yes.
And he left behind so many clothing items that he didn't want to throw away. And the idea was, I was able to upcycle them and put them in a quilt that he can use and keep with him forever.
Yeah. And his kids will go on to say, well, tell me about the stories behind these patches or behind these pieces of material and what they mean, right? Rather than hiding away a bunch of clothes into a bag in your storage room, it's being used, it's being upcycled, as you said.
It's really about the stories and the memories tied to the fabrics.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We still have about a minute or so, so I wanted to quickly go over course, registration and what people need to bring with them if they want to take part in this.
You need a sewing machine.
That's a good one.
Yes. And everything else is really on my website.
Okay.
And I would suggest that anyone who's interested go under courses and have a read about the information. It's quite intensive. Quilters and sewers alike would want that information to base their decision on.
Absolutely.
And registration is very simple. It's with the City of Kamloops online, or you can do it via phone. The West Highlands Center is where we're holding the courses. Beautiful facility, big space, and bright.
1 week commitment, 1 week at a time, rather?
It runs Wednesdays in April for a month for the t-shirt quilt course, and Wednesdays in June for the memorial quilt.
Evening sort of thing? Or
6:30 to 9 p.m.
Lovely.
So hopefully it works with schedules. And otherwise, please look for the courses again in the fall. I'm hoping to run them twice per year if I get interest.
Marnie, good for you. I think this is great. The last time you were on my show, you were offering courses. I don't know if you're offering courses, but you were offering your own. But now you've paired up with the city, which I think is fantastic. So lots of opportunities for people to learn, which is key. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
You can go onto her website. Again, it's memoryquiltsbymarnie.ca. You can also look at the Spring Summer Activity Guide, page 53, as Marnie mentioned. We'll be back after a quick break. Stay with us.